Alain Delon, the legendary French actor who made hearts throb around the world, was once described as the most beautiful man in the movies. But his life was tumultuous and often tormented. The legendary actor once served time in prison and was involved in scandals including domestic violence, infidelity, and homophobia. Alain was once considered a sex boom in his youth. Despite his controversial reputation, this notorious man still captivates the hearts of many young women, regardless of his tumultuous personal life and shocking statements. Let's take a look back at the journey of this talented but troubled individual. French cinema's great seducer. Alain Delon, known universally as the legend of French cinema, was much more than just an actor. He embodied an entire era, leaving an indelible imprint on the world of film. Born on November 8, 1935, in the small town of Sceaux, France, Delon's life story is one of overcoming adversity, achieving greatness, and becoming a timeless symbol of French cinema's golden age. His journey from a tumultuous childhood to international stardom is a testament to his resilience, talent, and determination. From the outset, Delon's life was far from easy. His parents' divorce and the subsequent years spent in a foster family created a challenging environment that could have easily derailed a less determined individual. However, these early hardships only served to forge Delon's character, instilling in him a strength and determination that would later define his career and personal life. These qualities were pivotal in helping him navigate the often treacherous waters of the film industry, eventually leading him to become one of the most revered figures in cinematic history. Delon's entry into the world of cinema came in the 1950s, a time when the French film industry was undergoing a significant transformation. Although his early roles garnered some attention, it was his performances in the 1960 films Purple Noon and Rocco and His Brothers that catapulted him to international stardom. These films showcased not only his striking good looks, but also his extraordinary acting ability, cementing his status as a symbol of masculinity and undeniable charm. Delon's portrayal of complex, often morally ambiguous characters resonated with audiences around the world, making him an icon of his era. His roles in films such as The Leopard and The Black Tulip further solidified his position as one of the most popular and talented actors of his time. The Leopard, directed by the legendary Luchino Visconti, remains one of the most celebrated films in cinema history, with Delon's performance praised for its depth and subtlety. His collaboration with Visconti, as well as with other renowned directors like René Clément and Michelangelo Antonioni, resulted in some of the most memorable and critically acclaimed films of the 20th century. These films not only showcased Delon's versatility as an actor, but also his ability to convey complex emotions and nuanced character portrayals that deeply engaged audiences. However, Delon's appeal extended far beyond his physical appearance. Beneath his handsome exterior lay a profound depth, which he masterfully brought to life in his more dramatic roles. His ability to convey a wide range of emotions, from brooding intensity to tender vulnerability, allowed him to create characters that were not only believable, but also deeply relatable. This emotional depth was particularly evident in his collaborations with Visconti, Clément, and Antonioni, whose films have since become classics of world cinema. Through these performances, Delon proved that he was more than just a pretty face. He was a consummate actor, capable of delivering powerful, thought-provoking performances that resonated with audiences on a profound level. Despite his professional success, Delon's personal life was often marred by scandal and controversy. His romantic relationships, particularly his high-profile romances with actresses like Romy Schneider and Mireille Darc, were the subject of intense media scrutiny. His relationship with Romy Schneider in particular became the stuff of legend, with their breakup causing a sensation among their fans. Theirs was a love story filled with passion, heartbreak, and drama, capturing the imagination of the public and remaining one of the most talked-about romances in the history of cinema. The intensity of their relationship, coupled with the tragic circumstances of Schneider's later life, only added to the mythos surrounding Delon, making him a figure of both admiration and intrigue. Delon's influence extended beyond his acting career. He was also a successful filmmaker, having tried his hand at directing, screenwriting, and producing. This desire to explore all aspects of the film industry is a testament to his multifaceted talent and his relentless pursuit of artistic excellence. His work behind the camera was just as impressive as his work in front of it, demonstrating his deep understanding of the art of cinema. In 1984, Delon was awarded the César Award for Best Actor for his role in the film Our Story, a recognition that solidified his status as one of France's greatest actors. This accolade was not just a reflection of his talent, but also a validation of his enduring contribution to French cinema. As he aged, Delon's presence on screen became less frequent, but his influence on cinema remained as strong as ever. Unfortunately, his later years were marked by health challenges. In 2019, Delon suffered a stroke, and in the years that followed, he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Despite these setbacks, Delon remained a resilient and independent individual, facing his final years with the same strength and dignity that characterized his entire life. On August 18, 2024, at the age of 88, Alain Delon passed away in his home, surrounded by loved ones. His death marked the end of an era in cinema, but his legacy as one of the greatest actors of all time will undoubtedly endure. After the legendary French screen icon Alain Delon passed away at the age of 88, fans shared their sorrow and remembered his lifelong achievements. In a message posted on X, French President Emmanuel Macron wrote, "Delon made the world dream. He lent his unforgettable face to turn our lives upside down. Melancholy, famous, mysterious, he was not just a star, but a monument of France." Private life is full of scandals. Alongside his captivating roles, he was notorious for being a womanizer in the French entertainment industry. In 1959, Alain became engaged to his co-star Romy Schneider. They met while filming Christine. During the same period, he had an affair with German singer Christa Päffgen and had a child with her in 1962. When Romy found out, she tried to mend the relationship, but it was unsuccessful. She called off the engagement in 1963. A year later, Alain married model Nathalie Barthélemy, and they had a son together. The marriage lasted only 5 years. After his divorce, Alain never remarried but lived with various lovers. From 1968 to 1983, he lived with actress Mireille Darc. In 1987, Alain began a relationship with model Rosalia van Bremen, and they had 2 children together. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Anthony, their son, mentioned that Alain frequently beat his wife and children. Alain also admitted to The Telegraph that he had slapped his wife once. The actor was also entangled in a case related to the death of his bodyguard, Stevan Markovich. In 1968, Stevan was found dead in a dump in Paris. Stevan's brother handed the police a letter written by his late sibling stating, "If I die, it's certain that Alain Delon and his boss, François Marcantoni, are the culprits." According to The Guardian, the case became famous in French media as the Markovich affair. The French Prime Minister at the time, Georges Pompidou, was also suspected by the police of being involved in the case. Alain and these individuals were suspected of being part of a ring that organized sex parties for the wealthy in France. The case went cold when the police were unable to find any evidence. The suspects, including Alain, were not charged. The perpetrator of Markovich's murder has still not been identified. In 1969, Alain was also sentenced to 4 months in prison by an Italian court for assaulting a photographer in that country. Alain made several controversial statements in the media over the years. In 2013, during a broadcast on national television in France, he referred to homosexuals as against nature. He stated that he did not oppose same-sex marriage, but disagreed with these individuals adopting children. In 2018, also on French national television, Alain stirred controversy by saying that slapping a woman was a sign of a gentleman's status. Alain once said that his life was defined by three things: acting, doing stupid things, and raising children. He expressed that he was unconcerned about public criticism of his lifestyle. I am used to those remarks. What matters is that they cannot find anything to criticize in my acting career.